Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and a reviewer who should have retired by now. You have been warned. This is Random Review.
So I don't know why my local Target has been so good lately, but it's been good to me lately, or I've just gotten exceptionally lucky. Just as it delivered to me the Legacy Wave 1 Deluxes right on first day of discovery in America, I have now discovered the brand new wave of Studio Series figures, which includes the Arcee from the Bumblebee movie you see on screen now. So I figure, why not share the good fortune and show you what the toy is all about so you have a more informed buying opinion. That's what toy reviews are for. So, as you can see, it is a Cybertronian-style motorcycle-ish vehicle. I say ish because it is not a normal motorcycle in that it actually does have 4 wheels. So, fake ones here in the back with like those little nubby wheels, and then here in the front, they've done that thing where the half of the wheels rotate and the other half do not, so they can be part of the transformation scheme. So it's a weird design on motorcycle, but I actually really dig it. I really like the look of the vehicle mode. It looks sleek, looks fast, looks like a nice mid-ground between the modern RCs that were motorcycles and the classic RC who's a little sports car. It's a nice alt mode I really like. Part of why I really like the Bumblebee toys is because they had no licensed vehicle to stick to, no alternate mode really existing in the movie at all outside of Bumblebee. So all of these figures have completely made up vehicle modes that were never seen in the movie, so they get to do whatever they want and whatever works best for the figure. And this works out exceptionally well, creating some extremely nice vehicle modes that integrate the robot modes really well. And that's what I've been dying to get out of an RC toy. Something that actually transforms rather than hiding all the shell of the vehicle on her back. So as you can see, robot mode sections if you know what to look for. But it all blends in nicely to make a very stable and really nice looking vehicle mode. She has very little translucent plastic, just the windshield up here, and it's not supporting anything really. Toward the back, I do like how all this engine section kind of folds up to create this side fender look. You do have a problem with these exposed hands. That's a little bit of an annoyance. We're going to keep in mind that on Cybertron they didn't really need to disguise themselves, so what's the point of hiding their hands? However, if you want to mitigate this a little bit, you can take off the guns, which store here as exhausts, and just relocate them to the hands, which means they're going to cover up the hand look a little bit, and you're still going to get the look of the exhaust pipes in the back. Doesn't really change the silhouette that much, and that way you hide a little bit more of the most obvious robot mode junk. Now, there is a little issue with mine. I don't know if it's a widespread thing or not. The front wheel assembly is supposed to hold together, and there's 3 sets of teeth that should hold this together, but on mine it really does not. It tries to push itself apart and does not want to hold together, even when I'm like really pressing it in. So something in there is misshapen or misangled, so I cannot quite get it to connect completely. Still, I'm not really going to roll it around in vehicle mode much as I like the vehicle mode. Like, I'm not going to like roll it around like a little toy, because it doesn't really roll that well because of all the 2 different types of wheels going in here. Neither are known for rolling very well. So it is what it is, and it's fine for what it is. I don't really care. I'm into the look of the vehicle mode, and the look is quite nice. Now, let's get her transformed, and we'll see exactly what we've gotten ourselves into as far as a transforming RC. First off, let me unclip a few of these panels, and I'm going to start over here with the rear section. Now, I've left the guns in because the challenge for this transformation is to get her transformed without taking the guns out, so she's ready to battle as soon as she gets into robot mode. So unclip the front end. All of this is going to accordion together to create her torso. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and flip her head out. And then unclip the legs at the thighs from the rest of the shell. That's going to allow the entire rear section to hinge forward and create the front of her torso. And then this all accordions into what is going to eventually be her actual backside. Her actual back. Oh, it gets hidden in there. So that's going to double hinge there. See, this hinge here, that gray hinge there, is going to double tab into the pink plastic that formerly tabbed in here, so you know exactly where the parts are going. Arcee's head section is going to be back here, so fold that in. Oh, no, we've already lost the challenge. One of the guns came out. All right, so extend the head all the way. It's going to tab in front. Everything's going to peg in together there. Close up the windshield. On here, we're going to, hang on, we're going to rotate those around and fold them to the back, like so. Hinge out the hands. We saved one gun. Hinge out the other. Now let's go to the feet in the lower half, because there's some weirdness going on here. So, 180-degree waist rotation. We're going to take the feet, hinge them out like so, and now there is a slide hinge. So we're going to unslide it and unclip it from here. Now, we're going to want to rotate it around. Now, the wheel has a groove, which you can see right there. There, I try to bring it in, but it's out of focus. So, try to bring it in right there, and it's going to line up with a little piece here on the side of her foot. That little piece. So, line up the groove with that and then slide everything back together, and that's going to form our robot mode foot. Now we'll do it again on the other side. We'll do it a little bit quicker this time since we know what we're doing. Make sure everything is lined up. Mine came without this lined up because it is a very weird specific step. So part of my issue with this figure might have come from that not actually being packaged correctly, which is going to throw off some of the tolerances. Then you're going to, something that isn't in the box art, the sample photo, you're going to want to pop the shins back a little bit like that, which there's no real way to lock them into this new position, but it's what gives her a straight-legged profile. But that is going to finish it up and give us a completed Arcee in her robot mode. Look at that. It's an Arcee that actually transforms. Amazing. She still has a backpack. A lot of Transformers do. But man, is it minimized compared to how she normally is. And there's actually a lot of transformation steps to her that are not fold panel into other panel, which is exactly what I want out of an Arcee toy. So let's hear it for the movie designs that don't have to be certain vehicles. We can do whatever we want with them, whatever works best for the character. And this worked for the character. So, I do need to adjust the focus so we can take a look at the head. So, Arcee's movie head is weird. I don't mind the antenna there, giving us a little bit more detail, something else to separate it from the original G1 silhouette a little bit. And it does have the pink ear things, which also breaks up the white. What's weird about it is like that attempt to split the difference between the movie faces that have a lot of etched details and trying to make her face look feminine and smooth at the same time. So you get a kind of weird shape here. I don't know why. I don't know why her mouth groove goes all the way up to the bridge of her nose, but it does. It's a bit of an odd look. I don't mind it terribly. It's just, I don't know, it's just a little bit odd looking when you really stare at it. So the face sculpt might not be to preference. Now looking Arcee over, she does share a few design elements that were prevalent in the Cybertronian designs in the Bumblebee movies. Specifically, she is a little bit heavier in the hips than the character's standard proportions would be. This is not really a bad thing. Again, it adds more bulk to allow the vehicle to actually be parts of the robot mode rather than a shell. And it doesn't look bad at all on her. She wears the look really, really well. She does have a forward chest, so she does have that feminine shape to her. It's not as pronounced as it could be, thankfully. She definitely has like hourglass figure, but all of her arms are not like super scrawny like the previous Arcee toys. They actually have some bulk to them. So I really do like her proportions. I think it's a step in the right direction for Arcee. I get rid of the other gun since the other one fell out and we failed. Yeah, I actually quite like her. She does have little toes there on her feet. Yeah, so if you look at the back, she does have a backpack, which, oh, I accidentally just undid her a little bit. Hang on, all right. But yeah, she has a bit of a backpack, and really, that is so minor compared to what Arcee normally has to deal with. It all accordions together fairly well. These, yeah, these side pieces from the vehicle mode, those back fenders, those are about the only real, like, excessive kibble. And let's be fair, that is what's giving her her more traditional silhouette. I wish they could actually fold in to be like directly behind her shoulders, but you can extend them out like so and give her something more akin to like a traditional Arcee look, if you so choose. I kind of prefer it all scrunched together myself, but I'm glad that they left it to your preference. Like I said, if these could fold in and end up like completely behind her shoulders like it properly would be, I'd probably leave them that way. But as it is, I think it looks better just kind of keep it folded together. Beyond that, yeah, she has a nice amount of deco to her, silver and white both painted on the chest, her white here along the pelvis line, silver around the ankle as well as pink on the knee, along with, you know, all the surviving paint apps from the vehicle mode, including those gray fake wheels on the back now. She's looking quite decorated. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Really, really like the look of the figure itself. One word warning, like I said, there's no real like spot for these shins to like peg into. They just kind of stop right there. So it can be a little bit weird to transform her and pose her because those are going to go wherever they want. But the hinges are firm enough that as long as you're like attentive of it, it's not going to be an issue. Articulation wise, so we do have a nice ball jointed head. It can look upward as well as rotate around. It does stop unless you start breaking the transformation. Maybe the tabs on mine just aren't tight enough around. Oh well. But yeah, she has a decent range in her neck. Let's see, shoulders are universal, well as the bicep, 360 degrees. Double jointed elbow. Love to see it. You can bend her wrist inward too thanks to the transformation, if you so choose, or if you can find a pose for it. Waist articulation, full rotation there. Ball jointed in the hips, so they have full rotation as well as the thigh swivel. The knee doesn't actually have a 90-degree bend to it. It's well, it does. It stopped for a second. There's a tab here that's actually like stopping it from like smoothly moving over. So something that I can see a few people shaving down just so that joint works a little bit more smoothly. And then, yeah, she has an ankle rotation or ankle tilt as well. Arcee has a ton of articulation to her. All of it works. Yeah, she looks really, really nice. And she has plenty of room for posing. Now we can add the pistols back, now that she is actually combat capable in robot mode. That's pretty much going to do it for the review, since the guns are pretty just standard pistols, not a whole lot to talk about. But yeah, that is the look at the Bumblebee movie Arcee figure from Studio Series. It is a refreshing change for Arcee. It is nice to have a toy of her that actually genuinely transforms. I'm much more in favor of this being the design of the character going forward, or at least some kind of building block for what an Arcee could be in the future. Maybe not G1 styled in vehicle mode, but in a similar vehicle, in a similar silhouette, I could absolutely see her having some authentic G1 robot mode with a very minimal backpack, and we just have to accept a different vehicle mode for her. And I think that's fine. If it's executed as well as this toy is, I'm not really going to complain. And it's certainly better than a lot of the Arcee toys we have gotten lately. And yes, I can say the same of this figure. So go, find it, enjoy it. I think she's worth it. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.